The Dragonlance are coming soon, and with the recently announced loot changes, are you ready for them? Hi guys, Kowai here. So guys, when Dragonlance Season 1 releases, we're going from personal loot to group loot. This will be exclusively done in a raiding environment. Blizzard is basically heavily incentivizing you to join a guild, so now is the perfect time to start finding one. So why should you join a raiding guild, besides how raid loot is functioning? When you play instant content, are you called Mage or are you called by your character name, such as Kowai? It's about going away from being a class or a spec to being associated as a person playing the game. So let's first talk what is a raiding guild and how does it function. The officers and the raid leaders, those guys put a ton of time into preparing stuff such as building a strategy, what kind of composition they're bringing, min-maxing weekly raid vaults, many other things. Basically they assemble a team of like-minded individuals that raid on a set schedule. All of this is done with the singular purpose in mind, and that is to progress the content at the level they set out for themselves. Another reason why you would want to find a raiding guild is finding like-minded individuals. Will everyone in a raiding guild play high-end Mythic Plus keys? No. Is the roster filled from top to bottom with RBG warlords? No. Is everyone that shows up to raid a Veilstrider? No, but perhaps a few will. Finding those like-minded individuals and doing the content you guys enjoy with each other makes the experience far greater than bugging that same content. And me personally, I can attest to this, because bugging in Shadowlands Season 4 for the Mythic Plus title, it has been an absolute clown fiesta to say the least. What I would highly advise you guys is to find a guild and then play the content you enjoy with the players you enjoy. At the same time, you have to take your time. It's not a race to find a guild, especially if you're looking for a good one. Consider what your personal goals are, and if these align with the guild, write your guild application. No, please guys, first check the following things. Are they still raiding in Shadowlands Season 4? Or perhaps are they on a break? This alone can very much influence your decision making. Does their WoW progress say they are a 3-day guild, but when the tier starts they are a 5-day guild? Checking crucial things like that is vital if you want to join a guild that matches your criteria. Don't be afraid to write guild apps or apply for trialing. The worst that can happen is you'll fail your trial and your app gets denied. Hopefully the guild provides why you failed the trial, and if it's valid criticism you should take it to heart and improve at that aspect. Perhaps you've got into trial for a guild but you don't enjoy their vibe, or there's an e-girl moaning in your ear. Stuff like that can obviously also be very much a turn off, so do not get disgruntled by this, guys. Finding a good guild will be worth it in the end. To end this video off, I'm gonna talk just a little bit about some tips that I used while applying to guilds. So, when applying to a guild, there's two types of situations. The first situation is you have 0 locks. The second situation is you have locks. Let's talk first about no locks. If you have no locks, which fortunately I've been blessed with a similar experience, I started playing WoW in 8.3. Regardless, as you can see, I had grey parses, terrible talents, utterly clueless. At that time I was clicking all my spells, I had 0 keybinds. However, at the same time I'm also a very competitive person that likes to learn. So within that same tier I managed to, get some better parses. Regardless, what you want to do if you have 0 locks is you want to get to as far into the raid as possible. You want to get to a puck wall, as to speak. Puck walls, those bosses can be stuff like Lady Enerva after Hungering Destroyer. That boss was pretty spicy. Also similarly could be Sanesh in Nyalota. That was probably my kryptonite for that whole tier. It was horrendously unpuggable, doing the balls, kicking ads, multiple kicks, basically a whole kick rotation with pucks. That was just never gonna happen. So you want to get to these walls, and after you get to these walls you want to either apply for like a 4 or 5 out of 10 mythic guilds, and then afterwards you just want to get even more locks. So let's talk just a little bit about if you have locks. If you have locks, what you want to do is basically not send your entire lock history. What you want to do is you want to do specific movement, specific CD management, damage output. For Mage currently, which is the class that I'm playing, and for me personally this is probably the hardest class to recruit. There's multiple builds, there's varying specs with varying damage profiles, varying damage intake profiles, when they're strong defensively, when they're weak defensively. there's a bunch of things you can get into. So if I were to send a guild application, I would first of all look at a log such as Mythic Anduin. Mythic Anduin, at least during progression, definitely needed a downstairs carry, and Arcane-Mage was this downstairs carry. So when you're looking at this skill log, you can specify the add that's what's downstairs and showcase this. Another one for Sepulchre, for instance, could be damage to Mythic Cymox, the single target damage on him. Doing that while doing your rings or doing your baits properly, that is something that is very valuable. Those kind of moments, that is what you want to send in. You don't want to send your entire log history. So yeah guys, hopefully I helped you guys with finding a guild, and thank you so much for watching the video.